Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker. Today, I have a special little reveal, unboxing, and review together with you guys. We're going to do Coco Mademoiselle Eau de Parfum Intense, and you might think, well, we've done that already. It's nothing new. It's been released like what, in 2018? Yes, and this is the mini twist and spray, 3 times 7 mil. And you're going to say, well, you've reviewed that as well a couple of years ago. Yeah, true, but we never reviewed this little version. So this one just came out. This is a 2025 release. Tis brand new, and you might remember a similar edition coming out for Chanel number 5 just this past holiday season. So I think they launched number 5 Eau de Parfum and number 5 L'Eau in the mini twist and spray with a chain hanging off of it around about late October, early November, and then it went into the holiday season. And this is a twist and spray mini Chanel number 5 edition from many, many years ago. They did re-edit it with the little cage and chain later. This is the version without the cage. So it does twist, and you can't take it out and refill it. Well, you can't refill it. You can buy 3 little refill glass things that you put in there. So that's what we're going to get here, but let's unbox it. So we slide the sleeve off, and the batch code is, oh, we're in the ones already. Okay, we have abandoned the zeros. We are in the ones. This is a very, very fresh batch, 1006. We have entered the era of the ones yet again. 'Tis a fresh start, 'tis a fresh beginning. And we slide it out. They made this sleeve so that you can see basically the design of this little cage for the twist and spray, mini twist and spray Coco Mademoiselle. You can't see it very well here, but it is a chain and a pearl necklace. Well, it's not a necklace, and a pearl chain as well. So contrary to what it was for Chanel number 5, it was just a golden chain with a little 5 number in metal, golden toned metal dangling off like a charm. So it was a gold chain with the 5. Now we don't have the 5 anymore, but in addition we have 2 chains. One is a chain and the other is a pearl type of chain, almost like a bracelet. So I'm going to try to open this from this side. You can see here what you get inside. You get 1 container with the perfume in it already, and then you get 2 refills. So it's a total of 3. 3 times 7 ml, which it says right there, or 3 times 0.2 fluid ounces. But of course, you know, with perfumes, you know the name of the game. The smaller the container, the more you're going to pay per milliliter or per ounce. That's how it always is. You know, that you buy a big bottle, you're going to pay for the same concentration. Of course, you're going to pay less per milliliter than if you buy the tiny bottles. That's just how it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. So this is per milliliter, the most expensive you could actually get Coco Mademoiselle Intense for. If you buy the 7 mil, they don't even do a smaller size than a 7 mil. And in fact, in the back, you see it says 1 purse spray with accessory and 2 refills. And it does say that the product right here, down here, says made in France, but the accessory is made in China. You know, Chanel, they're starting to make more and more items in China. Nothing against it, but then make it cost a little bit less, because obviously you're making it in China because you want to minimize your costs. But then this little set, we're going to get to the price later. This little set costs quite a bit because of that extra added accessory. But anyway, stay tuned for the price reveal. Now, you know, they do have just the refills available. I thought so. So this is what you get inside. I was hoping for a pouch, you know. I thought because number 5 with the chain, the little mini twist and spray number 5 with the chain, the Eau de Parfum and the L'Eau, they came with a tweed pouch for the holiday season. Not Coco Mademoiselle. Chanel went cheap on us there. So you do get one refill here, one refill there. And the main compartment houses the twist and spray with the necklace with the little thing. Well, we'll see it. We're going to open. It's not a necklace. I keep saying necklace because it's a pearl. It's not a chain. It's a pearl dangly bit. So here they show you how to twist it and how to spray it. Also here we have more instructions from Chanel. How to, for the Coco Mademoiselle. I love these little designs. Subscribe while you're at it, you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, for thumbing up the video. You can also join me. Become a member today. Push that join button, gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob, all spelled together there as well for extra perks. You guys, this is how you basically unclick that top gold sprayer, and then you click on a new full vial perfume bottle, and then you click it on top, and then you put it back in. So I am a little bit disappointed. I was, and we lost one. It did not break, thankfully. This is such a thin glass, and it can break so easily, but I do have a carpet here, thankfully, in my filming room. So this little vial that just fell out did not break, thankfully. And this is a refill. So you take this little metal stopper off, and you see you cannot use it on its own. You have to add that pump sprayer on top for it to function. So you can't just like buy a little vial on its own, this little 7 ml vial, and like expect to be able to use it on its own. It doesn't work that way. Chanel made sure that that's not possible. So we get 2 of those. I'm taking them out so this one doesn't fall out as well while I'm sliding. Yeah, no, there's definitely no while I'm sliding out. I cannot talk today. Diction. Empty. Empty. There is no pouch to go with this. So sad. Instead of the pouch, they gave us the extra pearl chain right next to the metal chain. Now, what makes this really complicated, by the way, so this is a magnet. It just kind of clicks into place. So it's a cage, basically, as you can see. And we have the logo underneath. This is gold. And of course, you have your logo underneath of the twist and spray. You're not going to have a batch code on the metal container because obviously the batch number is etched into the glass vials that go inside this container. The container itself is not dated, but every glass vial that goes inside is. So this is the Eau de Parfum Intense, with an extra dose of labdanum and more patchouli. This is a little bit more intense and deep than the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum was created by Jacques Polge. The Eau de Parfum Intense is his son's creation, Olivier Polge's creation. So let's put this in. The actual twist and spray is, can't really see very well with this very strong light, but it is a pearlescent type of finish. So it's almost like a little bit metallic in its nature. I don't know if you can see. But the symbol color of Coco Mademoiselle is the pearlescent finish. Slightly pink, rosy, very, very rosy. And then we have that golden frame right around that pearlescent finish. I'm inspecting these chains. What was interesting with the number 5 cage chain, you could twist this around and put it around a bag. You can't really do it with the pearls because there are no knots between every pearl. So every pearl, yeah, you can't really twist this. Can you? Let me try. Do I have a bag here? In case you wanted to wear this as a bag charm. I should have taken one of my Chanel bags for this, but whatever. So technically, let's see if you can do it. You can do it with a chain, for sure, with a metal chain. But can you do it also with the pearl, or is it going to kind of break? Because they're not very flexible, the pearls. Oh boy, what am I doing? You know what? It works. a little bit ugly because I didn't kind of really pull it through properly right now. You know what I'm saying? But it does work if you wanted to attach it to your bag. A little bit tacky. It looks a little bit messy. But you know what I was thinking? You could also do, instead of attaching both pearl and, although it looks kind of nice, like so intense as it is. Now I can't get it off anymore. I'm gonna bet that I can't get it off. Well, we're trying all of this out. We're gonna also, of course, review the smell. If I manage to get the perfume off. You know what? Let me take the bottle out. Yeah, then it's much easier. So that's a trick for you. It's much easier to attach and detach if you take the perfume off. And then, because then you have less of a length to work with here. But what I was thinking is to attach only the chain and not the pearl. Let's see how that looks. Would that look good? I think it might also look interesting. So I was thinking to do something like this. I guess it's a little bit, maybe a little bit too weird. What do you guys think? But you can definitely dangle the pearls off of the thing and then just have the chain attached to your bag. That's an option as well. But as you've seen, we could attach also both. So there's that. Now, I personally prefer the Coco Mademoiselle version with, see, now I have to take this out again in order to take this off easily. In order to take the cage off. It's not going that well. Like, how is it going? Not that well. No, it's going. There you go. It's off. Okay. And I'm sure I could find other ways, because since there's like two of these little chains, I'm sure I can find other ways to play with them and attach them to a bag or anything really. So we have this. Oh, let me see if I can put the Chanel No. 5 bottle inside. There's no magnet in here because this one was made without the little cage. So they definitely added a magnet to these. So they're made extra to be able to click into place here so they don't fall out. The old school versions will fit, but since they don't have a magnet inside, it doesn't click in, so it falls out when you turn it upside down. So just be wary of that. Don't think you can hack the system. Get the cage and use one of your old twist and sprays, Coco Mademoiselle Intense, because they did make these in the past. So just be sure to, if you get it, get the whole set so that you get the magnet to actually click into place here. So we twist it, and as you can see, this is how it looks inside. I'm very in love with this combination. We can, of course, also wear it as a little bracelet. I mean, super unpractical, and it's going to scratch up against this, so I'm not going to torture it too much, but it is a vibe. I love the fact that they added the pearls, because the No. 5 only had the chain, the golden chain, and the low had a silver chain. But now let's get to the perfume, because that's when I'm really, okay, wait, hold on. I don't want to spray the bags. So let me do it off camera, because I have too many things here that are not supposed to get any perfume on them. Okay, so I have, there you go. You can see how much came out. There's a huge puddle there. Oh, man. I love my Coco Mademoiselle Eau de Parfum Intense. I have loved it from the get-go. Okay, here's the thing. Oh, this is so beautiful, though. I'm obsessed with this little chain. You know, when it first came out, I was a little bit worried because, yeah, it's like, I love Coco Mademoiselle, but the Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum, they're a little bit screechy to me. And on my skin, sometimes they go very sour metallic. So they work on my clothes, but not very much on my skin. And this is the Jacques Polge concentrations. The Extrait always works for me, but they've discontinued the spray version, so I only have 2 bottles left and then it's over. But Olivier really knows what he's doing here. He delivered, he fixed the issues that I had with Coco Mademoiselle uh, when he when he released the Intense, and just warmed it up a little bit, spiced it up a little bit. The woods and the dry down added that labdanum, that extra labdanum. The patchouli is more warm. I mean, we have, what does Chanel say? Sicilian orange, Calabrian bergamot, and lemon in the top notes. Then we got rose, fruity notes, and jasmine in the mid notes. And then we've got patchouli, Madagascar, vanilla, tonka bean, white musk, and labdanum in the base notes. Um, They said when it was released that Coco Mademoiselle Intense is an oriental woody fragrance for women. Now, first of all, of course, we don't say oriental anymore. We call them amber accords. But back in the day, that was still, considered okay to say. For women, for me, perfume knows no gender. This is very much for everybody. If you love how it smells on you, by all means, wear it, is what I say, especially for the patchouli. I mean, patchouli really knows no gender. And it combines tonka bean and vanilla from Madagascar, a powerful, deep, irresistible composition. It was launched in 2018. The nose behind it is Olivier Polge. Irresistible composition, patchouli, extreme, luminous, deep, infusing the fragrance with voluptuousness. The amber accord is warm, soft, wrapping the fragrance in sensuality. And it is available as a 50 ml, 100 ml, 35 ml, 50 ml, 100 ml, and 200 ml. The difference between the Intense and the actual big perfume bottle is that it has a sticker on it, and just the Eau de Parfum has a printed label on it. And I do prefer the printed label because it's very old school Coco Mademoiselle. But on my skin, Eau de Parfum Intense develops better. It's so smooth and slightly creamy. It has that reminiscence of the Y2K era, that fruit chuli vibe that made Coco Mademoiselle, that made the whole era so popular, but made Coco Mademoiselle so popular in particular. What a revolutionary fragrance it was in the early 2000s when it first came out. And so we have all of that. But in addition to that, we have a maturity. It's almost like this is how we have now officially added Coco Mademoiselle to the timeless roster of forever Chanel fragrances. We're talking Chanel perfumes. Let me try to put this on over my bracelet here so that it doesn't scratch it. And just wear it like this. Why not? I mean, play with your stuff if you like it. We're paying so much money for these things. Why not enjoy them in many different ways possible? Not just wearing the perfume, but also wearing the container as well. So, and I've said this in other videos of mine, this perfume really has earned its place in classic Chanel fragrances. Like, it is, to me, a classic Chanel perfume. It's no longer segregated to the Y2K era. For the longest time, it smelled of the early 2000s to me. A bunch of people wore it in the early 2000s. It was very much a perfume that smelled of that specific time. But Chanel kept producing it. And truth be told, there are moments when this fragrance outsells number 5, even though Chanel number 5 is Chanel's like best-selling fragrance. There are moments when Coco Mademoiselle outsells number 5. And they kept at it, they kept making new flankers, new iterations, like the Coco Mademoiselle Eau de Parfum Intense, L'Eau Privée, which is made to like perfume your bed sheets with it. Then they made a lighter low body spray version, then, a bunch of different creams. They also, for a certain period of time, had a limited edition compact solid perfume, kind of like oil cream that you would smear your finger on and then apply it. I mean, they've done a lot of different versions of Coco Mademoiselle, and throughout the decades, slowly but surely, it has become what it is today, an iconic, timeless Chanel fragrance. And it's almost as if Olivier Polge, with the Intense rendition, literally consecrated it into that Olympus of Chanel timeless perfumes. I think it's the labdanum and the patchouli combo of the two with that vanilla tonka bean. It's just more sweet. No, it's not more sweet. It's more warm. It's it's more balmy. It's not metallic. It's very sensuous and very, very unisex. Trust me. I mean, there's the rose in there. There's the jasmine in there. Yes. And you don't have to buy the little pearly thing if this is too girly for you. You can also buy that big ass 200 ml bottle that looks very chunky and big and very much like BAM. So, you know, the pink juice changes color with time because the liquid originally is kind of this pinky, this light pinky juice, but there is vanilla in there, so it does oxidize with time. Plastic here from the packaging. And it does turn more orange, brownish with time. It darkens, so it's less pinky if you're worried about the color being too pinky for you. You know what I mean? Like, this perfume is gorgeous, and especially in the intense version, it goes even more unisex than the regular EDP or the regular EDT. So, also, this brings me to the point of the current formulation because, I mean, the batch code is 1006. That is very fresh. I mean, we're talking 2025 production. That means that this one is literally fresh out of the factory and beautiful, beautiful intensity, so balmy, smooth, creamy. It is a mass release, so obviously it's not going to have maybe that sophistication that the Chanel is Exclusives fragrance have, or that sophistication that the Extrait of Coco Mademoiselle has. But, you know, obviously, if you're going to go for, and I'm almost done with this bottle, got to start a new one. If you're going to start with Comet, you're going to get a different type of quality in there. You know, it's a whole other level. But nevertheless, for the mass releases out there, this is like the best you can find. I mean, by the way, hashtag not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by Chanel. I bought this myself. Thank you very much. Although they should give me at least commission. Thank you, Chanel. But hey, what can I say? At least, I mean, if I find a shopping link to this one, I'll add it to my YouTube shopping links. Like, it's like an affiliate link. So if you do buy something through that link, you're not going to pay more, but a little small portion, between 3 and 10%, depending on what link it is, I might get. But yeah, Chanel should definitely give me, they should be giving me commish for this. But I believe, so this is a limited edition, and I believe that it is definitely worth the money. Now, what is the money? Are you ready for the price? While you're thumbing up this video and subscribing, thank you. $195. Now, bad news is it's really expensive for 3 times 7 milliliter. That's 21 mil. 21 milliliter for $195. That's a lot. Now, it used to cost less without this little contraption. This is what makes it cost more. But on the good positive side, positive note, it did not go up in price. You know, Chanel had their perfume, beauty, skincare, makeup price increase on the 1st of February 2025 in the US, and around about the 3rd of February 2025, their price increase was also in the EU and then worldwide as well. But the number 5 caged chain version that came out in 2024 for the holiday season was also $195. So then when I heard this one being announced for 2025, I thought, oh, damn, it's going to come after the price increase. So it's probably going to cost like $220. And instead, no. So a little tiny bit of positive news, even though when it comes to Chanel pricing, there's never anything positive. But at least they did not increase the price of this type of offering. The 21 mil, you know, the 3 times 7 mil in the cage perfume, it's the same. It's $195 plus tax as the number 5 EDP and low were in 2024. So this one did not go up in price. It's a slim consolation. Like, yeah, I get it, because this thing should have been, I don't know. It's Chanel. Okay, luxury, prestige brand. Yeah, okay. 120. tops, and that's already stretching. And this should have been 120, and the refills, 70 or 60. That's what I would do. But no, they went for the 195. Now, it is a little bit of a kind of an architectural feature. There is a lot of design that went into it, like they had to use a specific type of metal for it to be magnetic, because obviously the rest of the metallic parts don't magnetize. There you go. It's magnetic also at the bottom top, so you could kind of also use this as a stand for this perfume, but then it's all going to fall down. But I mean, as you can see, that magnet is a feature. They definitely worked on that. It has no scratches on it when it's brand new, but this is so delicate. This hyper chromed, glossy, gold toned metal. You know this thing is going to get all scratched up if you're not very, very careful about how you use it. But it is sculptural, and it is really beautiful to see. I mean, it's a nice object. And so, do we pay also for the design? Yes, we do. And do we pay for the name? Yes, we do. So this is why it all adds up, and it ends up costing you the $195 plus tax. Also, to note, there are no knots between every pearl, but the chain it's on seems to be a gold-toned metallic thread, because I can separate the pearls a little bit, and it's not rubbery, it's not elastic, the thread. So it's not going to be one of those plastic threads that degrades with time and then just pops and breaks loose. This is a metal, little golden metal chain, which can also break, of course, but it seems to be a little bit more stable than your standard little cheap thread that they use for cheap glass pearls, plastic pearls. I think these are plastic pearls. You can see how it is attached to this little golden ring. There are these little clammy pearly bits that are kind of, they close like this, and inside is a knot where the metallic string on which the pearls are threaded on top of, it is kind of locked in there with a knot. It's kind of clammed in there. So that's how they attached the pearls to the to this contraption. And the gold metal chain is just, one of the links is just attached to this ring. Your classic way of attaching the chain to the ring. And this is also how the number 5 chain was attached for the holiday season, right? Gold for EDP, silver for the EDT. For Coco Mademoiselle, they are not going to do 2 versions like they did for number 5. So it's not like we're going to be getting another version for the EDT or for the regular EDP. No, it's just one. One is coming out for the EDP Intense, and it is a one-off release. My Beauty Boutique really got just a few in, and they're not getting any refills. And so if you are liking it, I say grab it, because this is one of those Chanel collectibles that, what are you going to do? It's one of those one-offs, and I know like they keep issuing new one-offs, and it's always like, well, next month they're going to release something else new that I got to have, but I've been focusing on their perfumes. I have limited dramatically the purchase of their new makeup. Actually, I'm not purchasing any more new makeup until I don't use up what I'm already using up for my filming purposes, but their perfumes, that's my focus, is on their perfumes. I also stopped purchasing their leather, because I don't think that's good quality anymore since years now. Of course, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion, of course. But items like these, I feel, okay, there's still value to them. It's new for Chanel. They haven't done it before. With the pearl, at least, they haven't done it before. But in 2024, they did do it for number 5 without the pearl. And for a Chanel perfume collector like myself, this is a must-have. Perhaps even with a backup, like one to keep sealed and one to open, because this is just really a one-off thing. Similar to their number 5 Pebble, the little drop that they call from last year. Gorgeous piece, really beautiful, just a little masterpiece of design, and had to have it. Was not so convinced about the number 5 with chain, But when Coco Mademoiselle was announced with the pearls, I was like, oh, this is cool. this is kind of more down my alley. It's more Chanel in a way. It's like there's more going on here. It's more complex. But for that price, I get it. They gave us the pearls. They didn't give us the pouch. But for $195, Chanel, you should have given us a pouch. This is such a delicate finish. Especially the bottle has that lacquered pearlescent finish. It's so beautiful. The gold finish on the cage is also high gloss. You don't want to chip this. Like, you don't want to scratch this. You know, you want to protect it somehow. And quite frankly, of course, I'm worried that this is going to kind of rub against the if you put this in your bag, this is going to rub and it might dent and scratch the finish. You know, the pearls in the chain might scratch the finish of the bottle. So, of the container. So I'm thinking it would have been cool if they made this detachable so that the chain doesn't actually scratch the finish of the bottle, or that they made a pouch where you could, the pouch has a little slit on the top so that you put the pouch on top of this, and then there's kind of a slit through which you pull out this, right? And so this is kind of separated from the bottle, like my hand is now functioning as the pouch. You know, something like that. I would have designed a little container to protect this little beauty, because I mean, if Chanel is gonna present it to us as a special little jewel, then they should treat it as a jewel and give it a proper box. Because I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, put it back in this thing? I'm not gonna help. How's that gonna help? That's not gonna help. I mean, I could technically maybe store it in this package, but then without the refills, and then put the pearls on the side here. Maybe let me try to do that. Also not really working very well, to be honest with you, because you could kind of do this and put the pearls in one of the side compartments and the chain in the other side compartment, but then they're still kind of rubbing against it here. So yeah, this is a one and done deal. Like, once you open it and you've taken this protective thing that kept the pearls in it, and can't even believe it was this thin. Yeah, it was this tiny. They were inside of here. So once you take this off, this thing should be stored. I have like a special vitrine for my perfume, so I'm probably just gonna put this on one of those plexiglass little cubes and just like rest this next to it like that. So this is gonna stay like this. Actually, just like they're showing it here. That's kind of the gist, right? That's how we're going to do it. That's how I'm going to store mine. I'm not going to let it dangle off a bag. Sure, if you're a millionaire and you can buy 10 of these, you don't care if they get beat up or scratched up, then they can be really cool. Actually, look, we can also, little Birkin moment. I mean, if you really want to do that, there you go. You could also attach, I'm not going to, but yeah, there you go. I mean, of course, when you do the knot, it's probably going to be a little bit doubles, like thicker, strapped up, but you see, I mean, you could, if you really wanted to, you could really go all out on it. But I think this would look more punk and cool if you added it to a non-branded bag. Like, I have a plushy Labubu bag, which is completely plushy and soft. It's the face of a Labubu. I mean, Labubus, where are my Labubus? They're a little bit all over the place. So here's one. So, you know, the Labubu bag is like a big kind of flowery bag, and then you could just attach it to the handle of that. It's, I mean, can a Labubu wear it? Let's see. A necklace for a Labubu, maybe it can fit without scratching the Labubu too much. Yeah. The Labubu actually gets a little Chanel pearl necklace, or if you want to wear it to the front, we can do that as well. There you go. It's a little bit too big for this Labubu, but you know, there are also bigger Labubus out there. So you could kind of, it's flying. It's flying on a Coco Mademoiselle into the skies. Whee! It's like, so there you go, the flying Labubu. I mean, it also, yeah. Well, the Labubus are girls, by the way, so this is not a dinky. Anyway. back to the smell now that I've waited a little bit and blabbered on. Let's see how the dry down is kicking in. Gorgeous. The beauty of Coco Mademoiselle is that the citrusy accord in here, right? That beautiful Mandarin Sicilian vibe, those citruses, they really, really, they continue to sparkle thanks to the aldehydes. There's something so beautiful in this formulation. No matter how deep we go into the dry down of the fragrance, it still remains effervescent. It's still fresh. It still gives you a whiff of, it's like bubbly, like champagne bubbles. It's so, it just refreshes you every time you smell it. You know, even when the dry down hits with the labdanum, with the warm ambery accords, the tonka bean, you get that patchouli that's slightly starting to melt with your skin. And you might think it gets really warm. It does. It still stays effervescent though. Gorgeous. I love it. And a smidge of powderiness as well. And that sweet chuli kicks in as well. It doesn't have that metallic accord of the EDP. I gotta say though, I'm thinking of revisiting just the pure EDP, as complex as it was, because if you go online and you read reviews about it, especially if you compare the EDP to the EDP Intense, you're going to get a lot of people telling you, they don't really like the EDP compared to the Intense, because they're going to say, you're going to see like reviews for the EDP are usually, let's say 60 favorable, 40 not favorable, while the Intense, it's like 95 favorable, 5 not favorable, which kind of sparked my interest to retest the current formulation of the EDP, just because I love a challenge, and especially if a Chanel perfume is challenging, I'm all for it. And I'm thinking, if the masses are starting to not really enjoy too much the EDP, maybe I should revisit it, because something about it is probably clashing with mainstream, which is usually a good thing. So I'm thinking of revisiting the EDP and just trying to live with it. It's not going to be as easy to wear as the Intense really just meshes with my chemistry perfectly. Like there's like no need to do anything with it. It's just perfection as it is. The EDP like fights against me a little bit. It used to, in its older formulations, we're talking decades ago. I don't know how the current formulation is. I just want a 200 ml big bottle with the printed logo. Oh my God, those bottles are so beautiful. Also because the EDP has a frosted stopper, frosted glass stopper, while the Intense has the regular transparent one and the sticker on the bottle. I kind of want that old school vibe. But I guess the EDP would be, well, you know what? No, more like an art installation, I think. And the Intense is more like wearable art. And for that reason alone, I mean, my interest is even more perked to go out and kind of reevaluate the old EDP. Well, let me know. Should I? Do you want me to review the EDP of Coco Mademoiselle again? Like get a fresh batch and get into it? What do you guys say? Let me know in the comments down below. But as for the Intense, I mean, you know, if you're up for just like easy wear and smells good, this is the one, because people love it. And you don't have to get this chain version. Obviously, you can just get much cheaper, just a bottle of it. Nothing refillable, then they cost less. And there you go, you get yourself. But you know, also if you really are on a budget, but you have like enough money to buy a perfume, but not really a full-blown bottle of Coco Mademoiselle EDT or EDP or EDP Intense, you can also go for the hair mist, Coco Mademoiselle hair mist, which is slightly, you know, lower price, but it's still beautiful. And you don't only have to wear it in your hair. You can also wear it all over. Works just as well. I love it. One of my favorites in the hair mist, they've discontinued it in the States, unfortunately, but you can still get it in Europe, I believe, is Allure, just a regular Allure hair mist. Man, what a beauty. What a beauty just to wear like this, not only on the hair. So anyway, you guys, that would be my review of the batch code 1006 production 2025 of Coco Mademoiselle on its limited edition chain and pearl with little golden magnetic cage with the logo underneath. If you like this review, thumb it up and subscribe. Until next time, never forget to never give up on fragrant love. Bye.